What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorld Podcast, and we're going to be jumping into Week 13 of the 2019 NFL season, kicking off with the game of the day. This was a game, it came down to the kicker, but we already know Justin Tucker is the GOAT right now. I think out of all kickers that are available in the league, he would probably be the one that everybody would want, but it came down to that. But I want to just really go ahead and state again, Lamar Jackson is unbelievable. I tweeted it out during the game. When he broke that corner's ankles, dog, and it looked like it shattered on the field in the rain, I've never seen anything like it. And that's coming from somebody that grew up watching Michael Vick. I don't know what to say. I'm speechless. I hope that young man continues to get better. I hope he continues to be able to get better with throwing the football and just amplify the game and just change the way that people play it, bro. It's unbelievable to watch. I will say this, though. This game should have been a blowout. If it was better weather, I think the Ravens would have won by a lot more. Jimmy Garoppolo, I don't know exactly what's going on with him, but that 3 running back system that they got, that one, it seems to be working for the 49ers, but they just didn't have enough to beat Lamar on this day in the weather, and that was pretty much the name of the game. But it was an unbelievable game just to kind of showcase the Ravens are for real, and I've been saying that since week 3. They're for real. They're ready to go. And it is what it is. So I can't wait to see them, go into the playoffs and possibly, can he win a Super Bowl too? No, I think he's the MVP though, without a doubt. The Redskins and the Panthers, there's not really much to talk about here. The Panthers lost to a terrible football team, and I'm not hating on the Redskins, bro, but they suck. You know what I'm saying? It's sort of like, you got to be that honest person, but nobody wants to hear it. The Redskins are a really bad team. And I don't understand what the Panthers are doing and what's happening, the quarterback situation, all that stuff. Bro, you hate Cam. Listen, it don't really matter. I think they're learning now that you shouldn't, just go ahead and just say you're going to throw something away before you fully understand what you're doing, because I think this team could have been better with the healthy Cam Newton, but they lost to the Redskins. The Jets and the Bengals, we all know. See, the Jets, I don't want to say Jekyll and Hyde because they're always disgusting, but they did beat a Cowboys team that we thought was good at one point. But the Bengals going out there manhandling them for the first win. Look, the Bengals had a full lead on everybody to get the number 1 draft pick. Now they're trying to act like they want to win games, and who else to beat but the Jets? They are just so ridiculous, man. The Jets, I don't know, man. If you're a Jet fan, you're probably not too happy right now. The Titans and the Colts. The Colts, I don't know exactly what happened, but it's not about the Colts. It's about Derrick Henry. How people be tweeting all these NFL players be snitching on them, they snitch on themselves, like, oh my God, I just got another drug test thing. They want to drug test me every week. I don't know what's going on with Derrick Henry, but that guy, if he's the way that a natural man is supposed to be, we're all missing out, bro. This dude is gigantic for no reason, and that's the only reason that I watch the Titans. I don't care about anything else. I just want to see this guy just run somebody over, stiff arm a grown man to the ground, and then just laugh about it. Because I'm not out there doing it. You know what I'm saying? That's the fun thing about watching football. You see these dudes out there, and there's always a dominant dude. And this dude has stiff arm almost every star player that's on defense. And he makes it look so easy, and he's always breaking big runs. 100+ rush yards in 3 straight games, unbelievable. The Colts didn't look too good. This was the first time that I saw Jacoby Brissett just play out of character. Throwing picks off his back foot, just doing ridiculous stuff. I don't know what's going to happen, but I can safely say that the Colts are not going to be winning anything this year as far as playoffs go. So I'm sorry to burst your bubble, Colt fans, but it's not looking good right now. The Buccaneers and Jags. I tweeted this out very, very early. Nick Foles is only good when he's on the Eagles. That guy sucks. So now he's done. Gardner Minshew has been announced for the next week's starter, but you're paying him $88 million to sit on the bench. Congratulations, Jaguars. Why would you pick him up anyway? It's so weird the way the NFL works. Because if a guy is kind of garbage and he only plays one place, because you remember he went to the Rams and retired and came back to the Eagles, won the Super Bowl when Carson Wentz got injured in his MVP season, and he was able to put that all together to get this guaranteed money. I'm not mad at Nick Foles. I'm just upset for the fans of the Jaguars because this puts them in a hole. Because it was clear that Gardner Minshew was the better quarterback when he went down early in the season. Doesn't matter how it happened. Gardner Minshew should have been the guy, and he should have stayed the guy. And Nick Foles just sits the bench because the dude sucks in football. Listen, I don't know what he's doing, okay? But the man only can play good when he's on the Eagles. That's all I can really say about it. He was absolutely horrific It was like one of the Halloween movies, but the good ones. Not the one with Busta Rhymes in it, but like the one where like Michael Myers is being Michael Myers and actually doing what he's supposed to do. It was that kind of horror movie. Like, it was scary how bad the Jags were with Nick Foles in there. So good riddance to Nick Foles. Blessings. Hopefully he gives to charity because he's very, very lucky. And that's pretty much it for him. The Raiders and the Chiefs. Okay, so the Raiders are 6-6 and they still have a shot to do something. What it is, I have no idea. Patrick, my homeboy, just went crazy on him, and it was kind of wild the way that the game just transpired. But I don't see any kind of flaws in his kneecap coming back from the injury, so that's really, really good. He is on the Madden cover, so with the Madden curse, he only suffered 3 weeks of not being able to play, so that's pretty good, as opposed to what happened to Antonio Brown being the previous year's Madden cover person, because that curse is still real. He looked really good. Going into the playoffs, though, defensively, I still don't like them as a team. I think that offensively they can hang with obviously anybody. They got so many guys that run faster than Usain Bolt. And you got a quarterback with the arm that can get it to him. So they're dangerous. But when it comes down to playing defense, can they stop anybody? Will they be able to stop anyone when it counts? That's what I'm concerned about. So I don't really trust the defense offensively. I think, Andy Reid is one of the greats. I just think that he doesn't play defense. That's just, it is what it is. Heading over to the Eagles and the Dolphins. Now, the Eagles are a terrible football team, but they still can make the playoffs because their division is so trash. Now, the Cowboys are another, I don't know how to describe it. It's kind of weird because they both lose, but then we have to give one of them a spot. That's what's really crazy. It's like, like when everybody competes and everybody gets a trophy? That's what I think about with the NFC East, because they're all terrible teams, but one of them are still going to make the playoffs just because of the way the rules are. That doesn't, none of them should be able to make it. That whole conference should just be thrown away if they're all that bad, and give it to somebody else. But based on the rules, we're going to have to see one of these disgusting teams make the playoffs in the NFC East. This was an absolute embarrassment. It was just a joke outright. Very, very frustrating to watch. But, Fitzpatrick, bro, sometimes he's Fitzmagic. I don't know. That dude sucks, though, real talk. But he's been able to do this, bro. I think back to last year when he went to the Saints and did. I don't know, man. What am I going to say about it? You're not supposed to lose to the Dolphins. Packers and the Giants. We all know what the Giants are about. Aaron Rodgers looked better. I was ready to write him off. He did look decent. Not saying that, it's the Giants. They don't play defense. They go out there oh, we supposed to play D today? They don't do anything they're supposed to do. So none of it was really impressive. But at the same time, whatever. They got to win. Aaron Rodgers made some good throws, but most of them were wide open because, who are they covering? Who are the Giants covering on any of the plays that were going on at any time? Nobody. So, it happens, and that's pretty much it. Rams and the Cardinals. This is the Rams teams that, people thought that they were supposed to be seeing throughout the entirety of the year. Now, is this a situation where it's just because the Cardinals, just weren't up to it? It wasn't more of an exciting game? What was the deal? I don't know what it was. But for the first time, Todd Gurley looked like he could run around. Now, whether or not the tendonitis is going to be something that's going to plague him his entire career, which I think it would. Tendonitis is so serious, especially when you're obviously a running back in the knee and everything. It's going to be very, very difficult. It's going to be a lot of therapy, a lot of sessions to get himself healthy enough to continue to compete. I loved watching him at his peak. I would love to see him get back to that, but it's so difficult when injuries are the reason behind your decline like that, because that's really what it's setting up to be. Nobody really expected anything from the Cardinals anyway, so it's not really oh wow, they beat the Cardinals. Nobody cares about that. Kyler Murray for the most part has been exciting to watch, but other than that, the Cardinals are not something that's exciting at all. But looking at the Rams themselves, it was thus far it's been a very disappointing season. I'm very, very interested to see how it continues to transpire as we go forward, but I still don't trust the Rams because defensively, that's what they're supposed to be known for, and they've been getting dominated in most games. So I don't trust them regardless. I don't think that they're any threat to anyone, even if they do make the playoffs. And then finally, the last round of games with the Chargers and the Broncos. The Chargers are very, very it's heartbreaking to watch them. If you're a Chargers fan, that has to be a very, very hard thing. It's like dating somebody that that's cheating on you. How do you deal with it? It's really, really crazy because they'll be in a game that they're supposed to win, and then it'll be the way that McManus hit a game-winning field goal as time expired. It's just a dagger in the heart. It's such painful losses. I'd rather lose. I hate losing. I hate losing more than I love winning, if that makes any sense. But if I were to lose like the Chargers have been doing for the last couple of years, you know, with the kicker, you know, Chow Yun Fat, who they had last year, or whatever the guy's name was, bro, these dudes find ways to lose games where it's like, it's no way. It's like, maybe the 0-16 Lions that year, like where you just look at it like these guys, some way, somehow they're going to find a way to lose. And that's pretty much what it was. Other than that, it wasn't really anything to talk about. I didn't really, you know, I was flipping through the channels back and forth. It wasn't really an exciting game for the most part. But coming down to some key plays, I just, you know, remember seeing the kick like, bruh, yeah, this is bad right here. Because they're going to lose the game and you just knew it was going to happen. I wonder what's going to happen to Phillip Rivers after this season. Let's see what happens. The Browns and the Steelers. What is Freddie Kitchens doing? He's running around with T-shirts saying that the Steelers started it. Like, what's wrong with that guy? You know what it is? I think he wants to get fired. I've come to that conclusion. I think he wants to get fired. But we've all seen that Baker Mayfield is just not what he was last year or even anywhere close. They're probably going to have to get rid of some guys. Maybe OBJ might have to leave, but they were so talented on paper. This is really, really wild, man, what's going on. And the Steelers are very, very impressive because I didn't even think that they had a shot to do anything. And now they're making a playoff run. But that's just the way the NFL is when it comes down to it. It is what it is. And finally, the Patriots and the Texans. Now, Tom Brady and the Patriots lost this game, but I want to be very, very clear. I don't think the Tom Brady era is over just yet. And I want to make it very, very clear, right? A lot of these people, like Mohamed Sanu and these other bums, Keanu Neal, these guys that don't make attempts to go after the football and do what they're supposed to do, you got to understand that Tom Brady is throwing to a running back and an undersized wide receiver. And it's very, very difficult because this is something that we always expect from him, regardless of who he has out there, because he's so great. But I think now it's starting to plague him a little bit because he had time in the pocket to make throws. Guys weren't doing what they're supposed to do. And it just turns out like, bruh, he looked bad for most of the game. Coverages would change once it was out of hand and they knew they weren't going to lose. And he was able to get some yards towards the end. But I got to wait to see how it transpires. Other than that, Deshaun Watson coming out, bro, he got a touchdown thrown him on a trick play. It looked very, very good. I have to be honest with you. I didn't expect the Texans to win this game. I thought the Patriots would win it somehow, some way. But when you're running around with a guy like Mohamed Sanu, who is a total trash can, you got to understand, he's a possession guy. He doesn't get separation. He didn't get it in Atlanta either. He was a slow guy. He's always been that slow guy. And the Patriots need somebody to kind of get separation. He needs a deep threat. He needs somebody that can run down the field, bro. Like somebody has to be able to do something because the man is out there doing it by himself. But either way, impressive win. It's still Tom Brady. It's like when you played Kobe Bryant when he was like in his later parts of his career and people dominated him. He's older now. He still has that name, but he's not the same player. But he can still get wins if the team is willing to help him more. And the defense is doing all that they can. He did throw an interception that, Keanu Neal, maybe he could have stepped in a little bit more, but Roby picked it. It's a lot of things we could debate about. I just don't think it's over for him yet because I got to see the king die before I go ahead and say, you know what, it's over. That's just me. I want to thank everybody for joining me for a Week 13 recap. Be sure to know that you can download GmiasWorld Podcast on the go. You can also subscribe to me on GmiasWorld, the original That's It, GmiasWorld, and GmiasWorld Gaming if you're into video games as well, because we have those channels going on YouTube also. Thank you guys so much. Enjoy your happy holidays. Be safe. Stay blessed. Until next time. One love.